Hi, folks, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. I'm your host, John, and this week we have a one-on-one intimate podcast between two of the greatest minds in video games, me and Niall.
Hello, hi, yes, the think tank is here. We're here.
Exactly.
We've got opinions, and they're all correct because we're geniuses like that, or something. I don't know. Hi, John.
Hello. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that we're here ready to talk about games with our genius brains.
Mm-hmm.
It's very exciting.
The brain genius is here. I'm here too.
Brain genius. That is true. That is
I'm
true.
so tired. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Look, I just got off from having one of the most harrowing experiences I've ever had at a class before. I guess I'll talk about it just because it's very stupid. So I've been taking Japanese at college recently, and I've only been there for like 2.5 weeks about.
Right.
And it's been really rough. And I was just like, yeah, maybe I'm just like not great at learning this stuff. Maybe I'm just not fit to learn a language. But I went in for a study session today, which was staffed by some senpais of ours, some people that have graduated the class already, and are in like further courses. And we started to talk about what we've been trying to learn, and they went, "Wait a minute, what? Why is she doing that? Why are you learning like that?" And we were like, "Wait, what?" And they were like, "She's not teaching you right. She's just throwing words at you for no reason. Why is she doing that? She doesn't do that normally." And I was just like, "What?" So we're like not doing it right? And it's just like, I have no idea. Like it felt like it was relieving because I was like, now I kind of get why I'm not really getting it. But now it's also just like, I'm not going to do good in this class at all. Like, that's not good. So, that's a shame. I think, like, legit, like, our class is going to, like, maybe, like, full on, like, tell the teacher, "Hey, you want to fix this shit? Because this isn't how it is." Like, the other students were, like, talking about how they... Like, I think it's because of the book we're using. They switched books, and that book is just way more condensed and quick, and it doesn't go over, like, how words are structured.
Right.
Because that's why it doesn't make any sense. Like, they're just throwing concepts at us. They're just like, "Oh, here's the food section. Here's all the food names." And it's like, I'm not going to remember that. Maybe if you, like, taught me how the different parts of the words work and all that. Like, that would actually make it make sense.
Yeah, especially because, like, Japanese is formatted in, like, such, like... It's structured in such a different way to English, like, and, like...
Yeah.
The way you have to link words together and, like, the different, like, participles and, like, linking words and things like that, like...
Yeah.
It's not like they can just... It's not like you're trying to learn, like, German or something where they can more or less be like, "Here's vocabulary, you kind of already know most of the grammar." Like, it's such a different thing that, like, if she is just being like, "An egg is tamago, now speak Japanese."
That is what's happening,
like,
yes.
Yeah, you're never going to learn it like that. So, you should probably say something as a class. Like, that sounds like a disaster.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But what got me through that, and I know that everyone is biting at the bit for one of us to talk about this game, so I'm just going to get right to it.
All right.
Throughout the entire class, I was sitting there thinking about how fucking horrible SNK Heroines is.
But John, it's got Girl Terry and the Fatal Cutie hat. The iconic cap is in that game.
Yeah, the new iconic cap. Aiden Pierce's iconic cap. Step aside. Fatal Cutie hat is the new hotness. Like, okay. I had most people say that writing negative reviews is easier. But when I started to write the SNK Heroines review, I didn't know where to start. So I was just like, I don't know where to go with this. I was just like, this is such a mess that I don't know where to begin.
Right.
So I will, to lay it all bare for those of you who perhaps are coming to this podcast to hear me talk about my opinion in full detail. Perhaps if you got pissed or something, listen. I am pretty tolerant of anime bullshit.
We know. We know.
Yes, everyone. Most people know this, unless you are new. Most people know.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not opposed to giving something a shot if it is anime as hell on the sleeve there. But everything about SNK Heroines is extremely lazy. I think even if you're coming to it for just pure titillation, then I think honestly, like I'm not just as a you should just be looking at real porn kind of thing. Like,
right.
There's nothing to it at all. Like, it's so stiff and manufactured from every angle. I don't understand how people could make something like that, like, so soulless. It's bizarre.
It really seems like, from everything I've heard from you and like from the footage I've seen of that game, it really seems like they just were kind of like, well, fighting games are kind of back now, and everyone really likes the idea of like an accessible fighting game. Let's just fart something out and put all the girls in it, and people will buy it. Like, that's what it feels like, at least. Yeah.
And SNK is trying to make money right now.
Yes.
From what I've gathered, King of Fighters 14, which is an excellent game, which I will continue to recommend over this game. That made them a good chunk of change, but I'm guessing that they're still trying to make some more, because they're supposed to be announcing some other title. They made some kind of tease, and some people are thinking it's Garou 2, because I guess the like text on the teaser matches the Mark of the Wolves text. So if it's Garou 2, look, I can talk shit about an SNK game all day, but if Garou 2 is happening, John's in. Okay. But so to talk in specifics about why SNK Heroines is bad, I'll just start with how the game plays.
Okay,
It is like I said, stiff. Stiff is absolutely the best way to describe that game's control structure. It is vastly confusing at pretty much every angle. Like the choices that they made. So it is it's like a 5-button fighter technically.
Okay.
There's a button for light and heavy. And then there is a button for your specials. There's a button for grabbing. There's a button for shields. And, okay, so it is 6. And then there's a button for swapping out.
Oh, it's a tag game, that's right, yes. Okay.
It is a tag game, yes. It's SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy is the full name of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a block button, like Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat is built around that. You know, like, they fear that you know what you're doing, you know what to expect when you're playing a Mortal Kombat game. And this feels grafted on, mostly because it was most likely every character in the game except for 2, which is Girl Terry and Shermie, a classic KOF like style character. They are just ripped straight from King of Fighters 14. Same model, same animations, everything. Not the exact same model, because everyone in the game they have new costumes. They have their initial costume, which is one of the sexy costumes that are... I'll get to those in a second, but then they also have their original costumes, and then they have another, like, sexy costume that's just like an alt. But those base models and their base moveset and their base movements are all from KOF 14.
Right.
There is no crouching. So you can't mix up. You just block. And you block the moves. That's it.
Is there chip damage at least on the blocks? Or is it just like straight up?
There's no chip, but there is a guard crush.
Okay.
You can break their block, but it takes a good while. And if you're playing casually, especially, like they're trying to posit this as a like little like fun party game for people that don't normally play fighting games. But if you don't know to keep wailing and you don't have a good combo going, you're not going to guard crush. So I don't know why they would do that. So you can't mix up. You can't do like highs and lows or anything like that.
Right.
You can jump and you can do mids, but there's no lows. What they want you to do is they want you to use items. There are little pods on the screen that you can punch and they give you items. And each of the items do different things. There's a banana peel that makes your opponent slip. There's a statue that falls from the sky and it makes your opponent dizzy for a bit. There are like little drinks that can refill your health or your special meter. And, you know, there's just things like that. And they seem to basically just want you to like use the items to hit them from behind and then start your combo that way. And it's 2 buttons, basically. It's just light and heavy. Now, you may be thinking, John, you mentioned a special button. What does that do, and why are you kind of skating around that? Well, the reason why I'm skating around it is I mentioned that there is a super meter. Using any special attack, not just EX versions, not just powered up versions of them, any special attack drains from your special meter. And you have to hit your opponent with a super to win the match.
Great. That's like a fundamentally just like broken concept, I think. Like, that's just poorly thought out in every way possible.
Now, what I think they want you to do, because when you swap out, your super meter refills pretty quickly. I think they basically want it to be like, oh, you can use whatever specials you want with your point character, and then in the middle of the combo, swap out and then use the super once you have them in the red. Because you can't just knock them out by running their health out. If you run their health out, they just get woozy, so it's like, oh, now's the perfect chance to hit them with the super. But if they're in the red zone, like near the end, if you hit them with a super anytime, then you just win. But it's not a fun way to play. Like, it's super, super stringent, just like, okay, I just need to land this combo and get them to the red and then swap and then just throw out a super. It's boring, it's trite, it's the exact same thing every single time. It's poorly, poorly made.
Yeah, because, like, if you have to win with a super move, that kind of takes all the, like, variety and, like, tactics out of it in some way, right? Because, like, it literally just becomes, like, just mix light and heavies, and then eventually you'll just get this super move, and that's it. Like, there's no other, like, way to do it. And that's, like, especially for a game that's targeted at, you know, people who maybe don't play fighting games, who would maybe be playing it at a party or whatever. Like, I could see that being extremely frustrating if you don't know that at the very core. Like, okay, why can't I put this person down or whatever? Like, it just seems like it would be frustrating and, like, almost as if it's totally against the very idea of a casual, like, pick up and play fighting game. It's just... it's such a bizarre choice.
Yeah, like, and something else that I forgot to mention that is very stupid. To throw items out, you flick the right stick.
Huh.
So you can't play this game on a stick. Like, you have to use a controller to play this game. And, I mean, during the recent PAX panel that SNK and NISA ran, they actually straight up said, oh, we're going to actually patch in stick support later. which I kind of don't know what they're going to do, because unless it's just going to be like, oh, press 2 buttons and then it throws an item out, maybe.
Hit the touchpad on the PS4 controller or whatever.
Maybe, yeah. I'm playing it on Switch, so okay. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it is very stupid. There is also not that much content in there. There is a story mode, which, again, I will touch upon in a moment. There's a survival mode, which is basically just, see how many people you can knock out. Mm-hmm. And then there's training and customizing your character and looking at, art, and that's it. That's it. There is less content in this game than I think there was in Street Fighter V when it launched.
Jeez, that's saying something. Yeah. Because that game had nothing when it launched, so jeez. Mm-hmm. Is this a full price game? Is this $60?
It is $50.
That's not much better.
Nope. I would be way more forgiving with this game if they were asking $20 or $30, but $50 is way too much. Way too much. And I think they're going to be charging for DLC characters. So, yeah. They already announced the first DLC character. It's some guest character from some, I had never heard of it, but I guess it's a big deal in Japan. Some Square Enix fighting game called Million Arthur.
Never heard of it either.
It's the main girl from that, just Thief Arthur, is going to be added, and then they say there's going to be another crossover character from another fighting game or something coming. So I don't know. But the story of this game also makes zero sense. It's all the girls get sucked into a pocket dimension by this guy Kukri, who debuted in KOF 14, and his whole thing in KOF 14 was just that he was mysterious and he had sand powers. He was a cloaked, hooded figure. He was super mysterious. Nobody knew where he came from. It was just one of those things where it's we're going to find out more about him as time goes on, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And in this game, he's just horny.
Of course.
It comes
what else would he
out
be?
Of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that they did that, it makes sense that they were a horny bad guy is the reason why he's doing this stuff with the girls. That at least makes sense, but this character, for I looked through his dialogue. I went on the wiki and looked through all of his win quotes and shit. Mm-hmm. The closest thing to him being perverted ever was him saying that one of the girls was kind of cute, and that's it. But in this one, he's oh, I'm gonna dress you all up, and then his ploy is that he's making all the girls fight, which it's not even he really threatens them or anything. He's not oh, if you don't fight, I'm going to kill you or whatever. He just goes, well, you're all in this arena. You're going to fight now because you're all dressed in skimpy clothes and that upsets you. And then he goes, well, once you're all fighting, your despair will power up this statue that I have, this random statue. And then once the statue is full of your despair, I can merge the dimensions, and then all the women in the real world will be wearing skimpy outfits.
Now, you said the word despair a lot there, and you also said another crossover character would be on the way. Do you think maybe you might get a Junko Enoshima in that game? How would that change your opinion of it if Junko showed up?
Well, my opinion would not change for the gameplay or much of anything. I mean, if I'm being completely honest on videogamechoochoo.com, it would just make me kind of excited that maybe that might show that there's interest in the Danganronpa fighting game.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's stupid. It's really fucking stupid.
Yeah, it sounds it.
The thing that they put the most effort into is the customization, and then even then, it's not even that much. You can each character, like I said, is 3 costumes, and you can attach little things onto their costumes, oh, now they're wearing glasses. Oh, now she's wearing bat ears. I put a siren on her head. Oh, that's cute. It's really basic and generic, and not anything special. When you punch people, sometimes sparkles and arcade machines fly out, and they're like stickers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's really dumb, and I don't recommend it to anybody. Like, there are a lot better, like, simple fighting games on both PS4 and Switch. Like, Switch just recently had that Pocket Rumble game come out. That's a super simple game. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard it's very good, and it's super simple. You know, I mean, there's the Street Fighter collection. Those are good games. You know, there's plenty of great fighting games on both of those systems that are way better than this. And, you know, like, even if you're looking for something that's just for getting your jollies off, like, there's way, way better stuff. This is super boring. Like, there's nothing really, like, appealing about it. Like, legitimately, I feel like the only thing that anyone is ever going to talk about this game for the rest of time is just, oh, hey, girl Terry was hot, wasn't she? And, like, yeah, but that's it. It's complete wasted potential, because I was legitimately excited for this game, because the last time that SNK had a girls, like, tag fighter thing was Gauss Fighters on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and that game's great. That's actually, like, a good, simplified fighting game with all the girls in it. And I was ready to just be like, look, yeah, it's 2018, you know, sex sells and all that. I was ready to just be like, okay, they're in the skimpy outfits, but it'll be fun. And no, it is not. It is not fun in the slightest. So, absolutely just skip it. No, that is a big NO from John. Skip it. Whew. Got that out of my system.
Yeah, jeez.
Because I've been sitting on that for like a week and a half. Because I played it for like an hour when I got the code, and I started writing the review, and I had like everything in my head because I was just like, nope. So yeah, that was a lot. Niall, do you want to touch on something that you played? So
sure.
So it's not just me being like, Moo.
Well, if we're talking about fighting games, I didn't play a ton of it, but season 2 of Tekken came out, so
that's right.
I downloaded Lei and Anna, and I hopped into that for a little bit, tried that out. I haven't played that game since maybe a month after it came out, so I'm super rusty on it, but it's fun. It's still Tekken, like, it's still good, because it's Tekken.
Yeah.
Didn't get to play that much with Lei in what I did play. I mostly played with Anna, and she's fun. She's great. I think she has maybe the best rage art in that whole game now, because it's just so stupid. That's the one where she like shoots a rocket at you, right? Yeah, she pulls out a rocket launcher and then she hits you with it into the air, and then she like shoots you with it. It's really stupid, and I love like how they've leaned in with Anna specifically as like just being an inherently like ridiculous character, as opposed to just being like the Nina palette swap that she used to be. Yeah, that game is still good. Tekken Bowling is in it now as well, which I didn't know, and that's still like a fun, silly thing. So you know, I thought that was there since the start, but still, it's still good that it's there. Yeah, not when it released anyway. I think it was DLC. Okay. It was like season 1 DLC. I think it might have come out even before like Geese did. Yeah, it might have just been like a quick thing they patched in or something. Yeah, it's probably like, was it in Tag Tournament 2 as well? I want to say it was. Yeah, I think they might literally have just like brought that mechanic in exactly as it was, but it's fun. Tekken is still good. If people like fighting games, maybe they should consider playing Tekken and not SNK Heroines. Yeah. I mean, there's no Tekken on Switch yet, but who knows? We'll see. I bet it happens before too long. Yeah. Anna also has like a kind of like a Goro Majima costume you can give her, which is pretty cool. So, you know, yeah, like everyone wanted Kiryu in that game, and he's not in that game yet, but I guess you can kind of have girl Goro, you know. SNK Heroines has girl Terry, so you can have girl Goro, and he's got a rocket launcher. Yeah. Yeah. God, Goromi. That was bad. Yeah. I did not like that part. Yeah. It's speaking of Yakuza, I played Kiwami 2 a little bit as well. That's a good game.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah, like I think you mentioned this when you were talking about it on the podcast, but like it really feels like they've gotten to grips with that new engine now. Like it runs a lot better. It feels much better than 6 did. Like it just like it feels good in a way that 6 didn't. And I mean, I think they also like they tightened up a lot of the things that were bad about 6 outside of that. Like the sub-stories are much better in Kiwami 2 so far from what I've seen. I'm enjoying the story a lot more than I did in 6. Like, it's just a good-ass Yakuza game, and like...
Yeah.
I was worried after Kiwami 1 and Yakuza 6 that like maybe that series had peaked with 0 and that maybe it was kind of like... Maybe it didn't need to keep going, but Kiwami 2 is like... It's back to what it should be, I think. Like I'm very happy with it so far. I'm about halfway through, I think. So
yeah, I just think it kind of had like a 1-2 punch of mediocre games, just because like you can't really improve on Yakuza 1 that much because of what it was, and then 6 was them struggling with a new engine. So Kiwami 2 was them, you know, using like figuring out that engine and remaking a really good game. So that's just like a slam dunk. And then now, honestly, I think we're really gonna find out if like we're really gonna have our decision time of is Yakuza still is it flailing around, or is it still as good as it was with Fist of the North Star?
Yeah, I think so. My other worry is that they're releasing so many of these games so quickly, which I think I said when I was playing Yakuza 6 on this show as well. But like, I think after maybe Fist of the North Star comes out, which is in what, like 2-3 weeks, like it's super soon. I think maybe they need to take like 2 years off releasing these games. Like just let it breathe a little bit, you know, like because that's 5 games in 2 years. That's an awful lot of those, especially when like. I'm enjoying Kiwami, but it's still a Yakuza-ass Yakuza game with all the usual tropes of a Yakuza story, and, like... I'm hoping that, you know, they give it a little bit of time for Shin Yakuza and, like, use that as a chance to maybe get away from some of the things about that series and the way they tell stories in it that are kind of getting stale, so...
Yeah, it does seem like there's going to be a good, like... spot of reprieve here, because Yakuza Online, from what I've seen, is just going to be a gacha game.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So I think, I mean, I don't think we're really technically going to get a reprieve because they're going to be porting those 3, 4, and 5 PS4 ports over here. But they're not like Kiwami remakes, so if you've played 3, 4, and 5 already, you're not going to need to upgrade really, unless you just want to have them on your PS4.
Yeah,
but
like I would probably pick them up, but like I've never played 5 because it came out on the PS3 like a year ago or whatever. But like 3 and 4 I played when they came out. Like I'm good on those.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think I might just pick up 3 because I have 4 and 5 on my PS3.
I thought they were like coming out in a bundle. I thought, wasn't it? Or am I wrong?
If they're coming out in a bundle, then yeah, sure, why not? But I'm pretty sure they're separate releases, because I saw, like, not that long ago, there was, like, the Japanese sales information, and it said, like, Yakuza 3 is, like, number 4 on the game sales under, like, a bunch of Switch games. So it's like, yeah, no, those games still sell like fucking crazy, even when they're just straight ports to PS4.
I could have sworn that I had seen that they were coming out as a bundle, but maybe I just misunderstood that. But yeah.
There was a survey recently, and it was like gauging interest for other titles from Yakuza. So who knows? Maybe we'll get translations of those. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but the Yakuza games. Ishin, yeah. Maybe we'll get an Ishin translation, because it seems like they're gauging interest for that.
I don't know if that's gonna, like... Because Ishin is such a... Like, I've played a little bit of it, and it's such a like, it's such a Japanese thing, you know, like, I don't know how well that, like, obviously I don't speak Japanese well enough to know how well the story is going to come across, but, like, it feels like it's so much different to what Yakuza is. Like, I just wonder if, like, it would hit here in the same way, or if it, or of course, maybe at this point, like, Yakuza is big enough that people would buy it anyway. I mean, I probably would, so maybe that's not as much of a concern, but it feels like a thing that's so, like, steeped in that history and culture that it maybe is at risk of getting lost in the translation to an extent that the mainline games don't, but yeah.
That might be something that they just put as a download only. That might be how they figure that out. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be opposed because, you know, I as long as people are aware of what they're getting into, I guess, because I'd be down to learn some culture through Yakuza, I guess.
Sure, yeah. You get to see Majima as a samurai.
You get a real bad idea of Japanese history. But yeah, no, I'm glad to hear you're enjoying Kiwami too. It is very good. Okay, I think it's time to actually talk about the other game that I've been playing that is actually very good. I've been playing Spider-Man. It is so good. Like, I am... When I saw the E3 footage of that game, and I saw the movement, I saw how Spider-Man was swinging, when I saw that there were markers on the map that looked exactly like the friggin' Spider-Man 2 markers looked, like, my heart grew 3 sizes that day. I was like, yes, they know exactly what they're doing, and guess what? They do. They did know exactly what they were doing, and they made an excellent, excellent game. It has maybe the best traversal in a game I've ever played. Like, just moving in that game feels incredible. I can't imagine ever using the fast travel. I mean, I haven't unlocked fast travel yet, but I can't imagine ever wanting to use it. It just feels amazing, swinging around the city. You press R2 to whip and swing, and then you can, you know, press X to jump off. You can press X if you're not swinging to do like a little like pull yourself forward a little bit. Do tricks in the air. You can press L2 and R2 to like bungee yourself onto something, and then press A right as you're about to touch it to just like flip off of it and keep going. You can run up walls. Like, you don't have to stop, like, ever. And every second of moving just feels great. Like, it's just amazing momentum. The combat's really fun too. I do kind of have to get out of this mindset where because it's just square to attack, and then triangle is to do like move, like attacks with your webs, like, you know, like bring yourself close to somebody or pull a gun out of their hand, and then R1 is to like web them up, and then O is dodge. But when I'm fighting, because I guess I'm just, whenever I see Spider-Man now, I'm just like, Marvel vs. Capcom. I keep trying to hit square, triangle, O, because I'm like, I'm trying to do Spider-Man moves. And it's like, no, this isn't a fighting game, this is Arkham. So,
does it feel like the Batman game combat? Like, is it that same style? Like, something flashes over somebody's head and you hit the button and Spidey, like, flies around and hits him in the back or whatever?
Yeah, I think it feels pretty much the same. Like, you do the spider sense and you can press the dodge button like right as you're about to get hit by something, so you can dodge it. And I feel like it's a bit simpler than Arkham, because I think Arkham had 2 attacks. It had like a light and a heavy, and Spider-Man just has the 1.
Right.
But it feels really fun to just do all kinds of different things. It doesn't really like. It doesn't say, oh, you have to do this. You can get through fights just by doing the exact things you have to do. Like, oh, hey, here's this guy that is just a normal dude. I can just punch him. here's this guy that needs to get webbed up before you can knock them out. You can do that. But there's also, like, really fluid ways to finish fights. You get different tools, like gadgets, as you go. So you can, throw out a mine and web people up with a big mine attack. Something really neat that you can do is you can, like, punch someone near a wall, and while they're, like, a little woozy, you can back up a little bit and then just start hitting them with your web, and that'll just automatically web them up and take them out of the fight.
Nice.
So it'll stick them to the wall. Yeah. Super good. Yeah, there's so many options. Like, pretty much anything that you would think of that Spider-Man would do in a fight, you could pretty much do it. You can even be stealthy, and if you like land on a lamppost near a group of guys, and you can, like, distract some of them by shooting nearby things with your webs, and then if there's, like, a guy by himself, you can just drop down and web him up. So you can pick them off one by one and do it stealthily if you want. Just whatever you want to do. You can just do whatever the hell you want to do. The writing is really fun, too. It just feels like a really fun Marvel Comics thing. I haven't gotten too far in the story because, I've just been kind of messing around, traversing the world, getting a feel for it, but it's been funny and just a good ride. They do a lot of really smart things with the characters. Peter is not working at the Daily Bugle. He's actually a scientist. So they kind of mixed. Like, he's still, like, young. He's, like, right out of college, but in this game. But he's working for Octavius Labs. So in this game, at least so far, Doc Ock is not Doc Ock. He's a good guy here. But we'll see how the game goes, I guess. But there's a bunch of different, like, things in play. Like, J. Jonah Jameson isn't in charge of the Daily Bugle anymore. He's basically just Alex Jones with a podcast where he's yelling about how much he hates Spider-Man. And it's very good.
Yeah, everything I've heard about what they do with that character specifically is, like, really, really funny sounding. Like, I have the game installed. Like, I got home from work and then installed it, and then I had to record this, so I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. But, like, I heard you can, like, unsubscribe from his podcast if you want. Like, there's, like, a way to do that as well. Yeah,
but, it specifically says, they kind of have you listen to the first episode just so you could be like, oh, here's where J. Jonah Jameson is. But once, a new episode will just start every once in a while as you're out on patrol, and I think, like, the second time that you listen to one, it, like, a little tooltip pops up and just says, if you want to unsubscribe from J. Jonah Jameson's podcast, go to the settings option, and it's just like, I understand, but it is very funny to hear people telling J. Jonah Jameson to stop talking shit about Spider-Man and have him be like, "Oh, you're breaking up!" Like, it's very good.
It sounds great. That's like one of the things I'm most looking forward to about playing it.
They do some neat things with, like, some of the other characters that Like, I was really surprised that they, like, pleasantly surprised that they gave Mary Jane, like, a really, like, prominent role. And not just as, like, the kind of, like, the girl foil or the girlfriend. Like, there is a history with MJ and Peter, and she's working at the Bugle now herself. Like, she's basically taken the, like, journalist aspect. Like, she's doing Peter's job, but, like, original job, basically.
Right.
So there's levels where you, like, play as her, and you go around and, like, it's more stealth focused. So it's you, like, being an investigative journalist and taking pictures of things and getting up to trouble. And, of course, like, once a supervillain shows up or some guys with guns show up, Spider-Man does have to come in and save the day, but she still holds her own. Like, it's really neat seeing, like Spider-Man and MJ, like, team up and, like, do things out on the field together. It's really cool. I love it. I fucking love it. It's definitely my favorite game that I played so far this year. It knocks everything, like, it's a home run. I love it. It is exactly what I want from a superhero game.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds like like a great follow-up to Spider-Man 2, because not really follow-up, I guess, because there was that Spider-Man 3 game, but like it feels like a great like spiritual successor to it in a way. I guess
it carries the ideas of that game to the next logical conclusion.
Right.
I will say though, I have not seen any. I've not seen any of like other actual Marvel characters, like any other like Marvel superheroes in the game yet, at least. But like the Avengers Tower is in the game, and like Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist, his like building is there, and like the Wakandan embassy is there. So they like mentioned Black Panther, and all this stuff is just making me like think, man, if the other Marvel superheroes get games as good as this, that would be so amazing. Like, I know that people are super, super sick of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I get it. I watched Infinity War recently. I get it. But I was just thinking about, like, playing as Iron Man and just flying around and using all kinds of tools and abilities, and, like, just the thought of something as good as this game with other superheroes like that just makes me really excited to see if they are going to keep making games like that.
I bet they do. I bet if this is successful, but we already know this is successful, so like...
Yeah. Like, I just hope they spread out, and I hope that they are, like, A, just as good as this, and also just as inventive as this. Like, I would, you know, it would be... People have made very shitty Iron Man games, and I just hope that there are good ones that, like, I don't think Black Panther has been in a game, but like, well, he was in Infinite Marvel vs. Capcom, but like, you could make a really good Black Panther game, like a stealthy sort of like, stealthy game, and then maybe there could be some like resource management and all that. Like, it could be like, oh yeah, no, I'm going out as Black Panther, and then the other half of the game is being King T'Challa and running Wakanda. Like, there you go. Make these games, folks. I want to play them. I really want to play them. It's good. It's very good. I like it a lot. So yeah, Niall, is there anything else you wish to, any other opinions you wish to share with us?
Yeah, real quick. I played some of 2 Point Hospital. I don't know if you are super familiar with Theme Hospital. Like, that game is sort of like... It's weird because everyone I know who likes Theme Hospital is European. Like, I don't know if it just never came out in the US or what, or like it just didn't hit over there, but like, that game seems to have really made an impact 20 years ago in Europe and nowhere else. And I love Theme Hospital. And 2 Point Hospital feels like it's made by the same people who made Theme Hospital, or a lot of the same people anyway. And yeah, it feels like a smart like reinvention of that. Like, it feels like what you think Theme Hospital felt like when you were a child playing it, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, like it's very similar, but like tidied up in all the ways that you would want a 20-year-old goofy hospital management simulator to be tightened up. Yeah, it's just a fun time. Like, it's not super stressful, it's not super difficult, at least from what I've gotten through so far. You just kind of, you know, you build a hospital and you just kind of let things happen. Like, it's got the same kind of silly sense of humor that the original game had, but like the illnesses are different. So like now there's like, you have a chest infection, which means that you turn into a clown, or you have lightheadedness, which means your head becomes a light bulb. There's like the pandemic, where everybody gets their head stuck in a frying pan and you gotta remove them. Like, it's that kind of silly, like, British dad humor, and it's like, it's got that kind of Wallace and Gromity style, like, claymation look to it, and it's just very nice and very fun, and just a good time for what it is. Like, I'm really enjoying it. It's a nice change of pace game, a nice thing to put on for an hour and just relax and play the goofy hospital game. I like it a lot. I think anybody who likes Theme Hospital or whatever would love that game. And I think it is, like, the question I had going into it was, is this worth the price they're asking for it, or would it be better to just go and spend, like, the $5 on Theme Hospital and get it on GOG? And it definitely feels like it's justifying its purchase, which is really great.
Okay. It's good.
Yeah. It's a good game if you like that style of game. If you like sim games in general, I would say maybe pick that up. It's fun. It's good. It's a nice light game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds great. All right. Let's see here. I'll start dipping into the news here.
Yeah, please.
All right. Let's see here. Something interesting happened recently. In the world of pinball, or a pinball simulation, I suppose. If you are a fan of the grand collections of pinball games that have been coming out recently, such as Pinball FX and its ilk, you may be aware that the Pinball Arcade game was recently shut down.
Well, it wasn't shut down. It lost a bunch of its licenses.
Sorry. You're right. Pardon me. They lost the licenses to specifically Bally and Williams pinball games. You're right.
Which was most of their license tables. Yeah.
Perhaps on the way to being shut down. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I do not mean to wish ill upon them, but let's be real here. So. It is a lot of pinball aficionados were worried that maybe this meant that a bunch of classic pinball tables were just going to be lost to the ether. But Pinball FX by Zen Studios are actually picking up the rights to all of those titles. And I guess they're remaking the machines, or remaking the simulations. They're going to the Pinball Museum, they're rescanning everything, they're recreating all the bumpers and gears and everything that you need to play a pinball game. They have this really nice trailer where I guess the CEO of Zen Studios was sitting there and just we want you to come visit our office because we have a bunch of pinball tables here, and after you do that, we're going to give you a free ticket to the Pinball Museum so you can play more pinball. And it's just okay, y'all just really love pinball. And it shows. That's neat. They said that the first games that they're going to be putting onto Pinball FX, which are going to be released sometime this year, are Fish Tales, Junkyard, Medieval Madness, and The Getaway High Speed 2.
Yes. And I'm really, I like Pinball FX a lot. I have that game. And Pinball Arcade, I was never a huge fan of. I always felt like it was a little stiff, a little, just a little rough around the edges. So I'm very excited to see these tables come to Pinball FX because I think that's, for a long time, been the better pinball game. But, it's interesting because Pinball FX has kind of been making its own weird, not entirely realistic pinball tables. They have a Doom one that's really good, but has all these levitating, floating, objects and stuff. They've got a really good Portal one. So, I'm very excited that, those and now the Bally Williams tables are all going to be in the one game because, Pinball FX is the way to play a pinball video game. I think, it's the best of them, so I'm happy to see the Bally and Williams tables coming to that game.
Yeah. They say that they don't have any pricing available, but again, those games that I listed earlier are going to be coming sometime this year. They're in a public beta on Steam right now, and of course they will also be coming to Mac, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One in the future once they're out of beta. There you go.
I'm gonna activate that beta after we do this, get it downloaded, see what it's like.
Oh yeah, there you go. All right. So, I guess real quick, I'll talk about the last bit of news here.
Mm-hmm.
We would be talking about a Nintendo Direct right now, but tragically, there was a huge earthquake in Hokkaido, Japan, that has completely devastated the area.
Yes.
And you know, our thoughts go to the folks out in Hokkaido. Hopefully there are things improve very quickly, I hope. But there was supposed to be a Nintendo Direct a few days ago, and in just as a gesture of respect for those displaced, Nintendo has decided to shift the Nintendo Direct. We don't, at the time of this recording, we actually don't know when it will be. They have not announced when it will be rescheduled. But a couple of games from the Direct have not leaked, but the people behind, I think some of them have been leaked and some of them have just gotten announced because, you know, people don't like waiting, I guess. So the first one that got announced officially was that Final Fantasy XV Pocket Edition, which is the phone version of Final Fantasy XV, is getting released not just on Switch, but PS4 and Xbox One. Which is really weird.
Yeah.
It's like a $20 game. No, I'm sorry. It is normally a $30 game. They are bumping it down to $20 for a, pre-order kind of thing. At least on PS4 and Xbox. The PS4 and Xbox is actually available right now. So they have a, buy now, buy early, get $10 off deal. We don't know when the Switch version is coming. But I don't know why you would buy this version of the game if you have a PS4 and Xbox One, because you can get the Game of the Year version of Final Fantasy XV, the actual version, for about the price of the discount version of this game.
Yeah, I got it 2 months ago for I think €15. So
yeah,
that's a good fucking video game. People should maybe play that game, but not the pocket version. Maybe it is well worth picking up the real thing, I think.
Yeah, I can understand why it's coming to Switch, because the Switch couldn't handle the actual version of the game. But PS4 and Xbox One, just buy the real version of the game. It runs fine. It's not like something where it's like, oh, you need the PS4 Pro to run it. No, it's fine on the original PlayStation. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's something you can buy on Switch eventually. Maybe they delay the release on the Switch for when the Direct actually happens. I don't know. Another thing that I guess was supposed to be announced at the Direct was the Lego Harry Potter Collection Remastered Edition. It's coming October 30th, and it has all the DLC. And it's also coming to Xbox One. So if you care about that, there you go. And two more things that were leaked, actually. The first one was we got the official name of that new Yoshi's Yarn Yoshi game. It's pretty interesting that it got leaked because it was up on the website before it was supposed to be. It's called Yoshi's Crafted World. We don't have any kind of release date or anything like that, no pricing, nothing. It's just on the website it says Yoshi's Crafted World instead of just Yoshi now. So, there's that. And then the last thing was Civilization 6 is coming to Switch.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm always leery of grand strategy games when they come to consoles, how that game is going to work on a Switch. I'm not exactly sure, because it's Civ,
Yeah, and it's not it doesn't seem like it's a at least it doesn't say that it's a downgraded version of it. It just sounds like it's the actual Civ 6.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, it doesn't say anything about other consoles. It just says Switch. They accidentally posted the listing for this on their website and then pulled it down really quick. But we know it's coming on November 16th. and it will have the base version of the game and 4 scenarios. So the Vikings scenario, Poland civilization, Australia civilization, and Persia and Macedonia. So that's what it comes with. It doesn't come with any of the like big expansions yet, but it has some scenario packs and all that. So I don't know. That's interesting, I guess.
I will be interested to hear how that does on a Switch, like how that plays on a Switch.
Yeah,
because I could see that being a weird thing. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll probably actually talk about the Direct next week because I'm sure it'll air by then. Like there's a lot of things were like put on pause. Like the Smash Bros website couldn't update because it was like really apparent that they were supposed to post a new character on here and now they can't. So oops, like there was things were ready to be announced and it paused like pretty quickly. So I'm sure we'll be hearing from the updates very soon and we'll talk about it next week.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we do questions?
Let's do that. Let's do questions.
All right. If you want to send in questions, go to videogamechuchu.tumblr.com/ask or podcast@videogamechuchu.com. That's the email address. And you'll sound like these fine folks. The Mighty Mighty Boss Stones asks, what if the radioactive spider didn't bite Spider-Man or Peter Parker, but instead gave its powers to Scott Steiner?
See, I think it would be good because like anything that makes Scott Steiner less powerful is a good thing than he already is, because you can't get stronger than the Freakzilla, you know? Like, I would love to see Scott Steiner in some kind of, you know, like he could have been the Rhino. He could have been Rhino in that Spider-Man movie. He would have been great as the Rhino.
That is true. That sounds good.
Scott Steiner should... God, who else could Scott Steiner play? Not even just like as a Spider-Man character. I'm just trying to think in general as like a comic book character.
That's a good question.
Scott Steiner as the Joker. That would be pretty good.
Hey, Batman! Fuck you! And he just fucks him up.
Yeah, he's perfect for the edgier DC movies.
I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. And he's got damage written on his head.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't think it would be very good if Scott Steiner got bit by the spider, because I don't want Scott Steiner crawling on walls and shit. That's not good. Oh God!
Oh, that's a.
Don't like it.
I'm just getting in like, what was that movie? I forget what it was called. It's where like the old lady like crawls across the ceiling. Do you know what I'm talking about?
There's probably multiple movies that do
like
that.
A spider.
While, like,
I'm just thinking of Scott Steiner like crawling along a ceiling like a spider, and then like his neck turns around on me, and I'm just like, I don't like it. Scott Steiner is he's too powerful.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah, he just like he turns his neck all the way around and he just goes, I got freaks 9 days out of the week, and then just drops upon you. Mm-hmm. Rip you to shreds.
And then he goes to his Shoney's and, you know.
Our friend and fellow co-host of the show, Zach, sent in a question asking, if you had to go on a date with one of Spider-Man's villains, who would it be?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, like, I feel like if you went out with Kingpin, if he was, like, into you, I think it would be just, like, a great time. Like, he would have a super expensive dinner, and we could just be like, yeah, I just want to go hang out, and he'd be like, all right, sure, I'll buy this movie theater. You could just have this movie theater. You don't have to buy a ticket. Just have this movie theater. So that's how rich he is.
Yeah, you know? That'd be pretty good.
It's a cop-out answer, but also it's the truth. That would be the best one.
I feel like the Green Goblin would be a fun time. You know, I feel like that would be an event in a way that most of the other ones wouldn't. I'm not super well versed on Spidey, I have to admit. Like, but
you'll get to know them, I guess.
Yeah, I would say of what I know of the Spider-Man villains, I would probably say the Green Goblin, especially if it's Willem Dafoe. You know, because who doesn't want to go out on a date with Willem Dafoe?
Out, am I?
You could talk to him about his time, with David Cage as well. I'm sure I could get a great conversation out of him.
What was worse, having your body all fucked up, turning into the Green Goblin, or working with David Cage? And he's just like, working with David Cage, yeah.
Oh, God.
Shoeless asks, how does Spider-Man feel about Thanos being in Fortnite?
Spider-Man doesn't play Fortnite. Spider-Man only plays Realm Royale.
Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense. Yeah, he seems like a Realm Royale person. Yeah, he'd be like, no, that's not the kind of thing. That's too casual. I don't want to see all the dancing emotes. I want a challenge.
So he wants to play the one where he wants to play the one where you turn into a chicken when you get killed instead. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sucks.
Yeah, that does sound like something that Peter Parker would say. Let's be real. And then our last question is from Century Punk, who asks, the Fatal Cutie hat is really good. What other garb have you seen in a game that you desperately wanted to cop? Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I got some.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, it's a super easy answer, but Travis Touchdown jacket is such a fucking classic. No matter what jacket it is, it looks so cool. I mean, I have it kind of. It's missing the studs, but because I cosplayed him, so I have like the painted jacket, and it looks really good. So, I have it. So, you're just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. I mean, yeah, the Fatal Cutie hat is really good. They should have sent me one, and then I could have just shat on the game, but also been like, but I love this hat, so it's a 2 instead of a 1. I don't know. There's some cool outfits out there. Have you thought of anything, Niall?
See, the thing is, like, there isn't a ton of outfits in video games that I look at and I'm like, oh, I would wear that, I guess I like also a jacket. I guess there's some good jackets in Mirror's Edge Catalyst, I guess, that I would wear. Probably. Yeah. Like that game has some good like fashion in it, but there isn't anything that super jumps out at me as like, oh, I need to wear that. Maybe like Geralt's pendant or something. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
That'd be a stupid thing to wear around. Just be like, I'm in the School of the Wolf.
Yeah, like whip around a corner too fast and slap someone in the face with it. How about I want Cappy from Mario Odyssey so I can take over cars and shit and I don't have to drive anywhere.
I want Majima's jacket. His weird, gross looking jacket.
His snakeskin jacket.
Kiryu's entire outfit.
The Onomichi-kun mascot outfit. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
God.
Well, that should do it. A nice quick one this week. Nothing really happened. I mean, like, PAX happened, but, that wasn't anything too crazy.
Games are coming out. That's the thing that's happening, I guess.
Yeah, that is true.
We've got Spider-Man this week. Next week is Tomb Raider next week?
Yeah, I think so.
And then it just goes crazy. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But yeah, that should do it. We're gonna try next week to have Solon on. I completely forgot until just now, which Solon is going to beat my ass. They recorded some like little clip things where they pretended to call in, and I just remembered just now because he sent them to me at like 3 a.m. So I just remember that. about we just put them here or something?
Hello, Chooch. Prince of Play Solon here, and I just came back from PAX West. I really wanted to be on the podcast today, but ever since going to PAX, I've become too popular, and my phone's just been blowing up with connections. I was networking all weekend, and I'm gonna be in Portland this weekend, so I couldn't hang out with you guys, which sucks. I really wanted to. Well, it was an awesome weekend, and I'm gonna give you all the updates. Oh, Ninja, you wanna do something next week? Let me see if I've got room in my schedule. Thursday. Let's talk. Let's have our people talk to your people. Yeah, it's just been a crazy week. I found out I'm gonna be Dr. Disrespect's next ex-wife, and I've got to figure out how that all works. God, it was just a wild maelstrom of drinking and men and sodomy. There was a lot in my life. I wish you were there. I'm just ruined that you couldn't make it, but I was there. I'll give you all the scoops later. Anyway, love you all. Ciao, good night, arrivederci, and what have you. Bye. Hey, Chooch. It's me again, it's Solon. First-time listener, long-time caller. Anyways, I was at PAX all weekend, and there was a game there called Artifact that was made by Valve, and there were a lot of people in it, and they would just stand in line all day to play it. Apparently the demo was 40 minutes long for this card game, and so that meant only 50 people could play it every day. But at the end of the demo, you got a pin, which I assume sells for like $300, $400 now, because that's what PAX is. But that's probably also what Artifact is, because it's just a game that is gonna be digital cards that you sell with your Steam account for hundreds of millions of dollars. And I just kind of wanted to know what your guys' thoughts on it were, since it seems like it's a popular game, like all of Valve's myriad important, fascinating creations and additions to the game sphere. I love the show. I listen often. I think you guys should be really proud of what you do. And thanks for listening. Okay, goodbye. What's up, gamers? It's your boy Solon here, and I'm here. I've got my 3 best moments of PAX. We're going to count them down from the number 3 slot. I'm sorry, it's just me. It's just Solon. I'm not going to do a whole thing. But I do want to share some of my favorite moments of PAX with everyone, if that's okay, because there was a lot of cool stuff. I think PAX is a magical place where people can have special moments. It's kind of like got this Disneyland feeling to it. Anyway, I'll be super brief, I'll be super short, but number 3, my 3rd best moment of PAX this year was getting Waypoint Radio Live to talk about Solonmilk. I threw into their question bin a little question about what kind of soda and milk they'd like to mix, and I just thought that was the sweetest, most adorable thing. They gave great answers, and I had a very fun time accidentally kind of pseudo making a Psy-Op for Solonmilk in this poor, lovely podcast that I love. And then having folks in the Discord notice it, and Chris noticed it, and I thought that was amazing. Shoutouts to your friends. Number 2, my 2nd best moment of PAX was when I got my friend to meet her idol, Jacksepticeye, and then I played it cool the whole time. I was like, "Oh, you must be friends with her. You know her from somewhere? What's your name?" And he was like, "I'm Jacksepticeye," and I'm like, "Yeah, you sure are." And it was very cool, and it was actually a grounding moment so that my friend would not be just like a sputtering mess. But getting to watch her have this like magical PAX moment was like, it was magical for me too. And that was awesome. My number one best moment of PAX was when I snuck my boyfriend in to play Kingdom Hearts 3. And this was the heist of the century, because the day before, we had to prep for this heist. The day before, I found a content creator. She's a friend of mine. She has the fancy content creator badge, and she wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 3. And so I was like, hey girl, hey, let's meet up and go play Kingdom Hearts 3 together. And she was like, cool. We set up a time with the PR people, and I said, hey, PR people, yeah, me and her, we're a thing. We're dating. But this is like a PAX relationship, so like, it's going to be over by tonight. It's no big deal, but whatever. And the next morning, I show up with a completely different person, and they're like, are you guys together? And then we kissed, and we were like, yeah, obviously. And then they let us play Kingdom Hearts 3, because we were obviously a new couple. So that worked, and then immediately afterwards, I snuck him in to play Smash Brothers also. It was a big double whammy. The super heist. I played as Snake, and I played as Ridley, and Ridley was very hard to play as, and Snake was very easy to play as, and I couldn't have been happier. Anyway, thanks for having me on, and I will see you next week when in person we'll have all the real Solon experience in all the real Solon time. I love you guys so much. Thanks for having me on, and bye!
That's my fault, not Solon's, and not Niles. But I'm sure we can talk to Solon about PAX, because he went to PAX, and I would love to hear how that went down, because it sounded like he had a really good time. But, I don't know, it didn't really sound like anything too crazy got announced there. But, of course, if you want to keep up with everything that we're doing, go to @VGChooChoo on Twitter, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com, just our Tumblr. We have a Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/VGChooChoo. You go there, and you will watch all kinds of streams every Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST. We do some fun stuff there. We also have a Patreon. If you enjoy this podcast or anything else that we do, patreon.com/VGCC, and it helps us pay for stuff. Like, I don't know, the site? Sure. And I'd like to just give a quick shout out to Magic Circuit. If you want to listen to music by the X-Melt channel folks, their new music is going to be at Magic Circuit. So go to magiccircuit.bandcamp.com. They have a new EP coming out soon. And if you want to listen to their first song, it is called Nectar, featuring Neanners. So if you want to hear a pretty good EDM beat, go ahead and check it out. Magic Circuit on YouTube. And, and also thank you for our theme song, Crush, off of the album Magic is Real. And if you want to listen to more Melt Channel, go to meltchannel.bandcamp.com. They have multitudes. And that does it. We will see you next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. So long.
Bye-bye.